is ours.
Hey guys, Dzaraa here, and today we are looking at the third place playoff for the second qualifier of the 2v2 Anniversary Classic. And playing Future spawning on the right, we have Dzaraa as Soviets, who has Armored Assault, Guard Rifle Combined Arms, and Mechanized Support. Facing off against him or teaming up with him rather, is Rutra, also Soviets, who has Shock Rifle Frontline, Armored Assault, and Mechanized Support. Then facing off against them we have Brosras as OKW, straight away locking in Special Operations, and Artavick as Osir, who has Blitzkrieg, Jaeger Armor, and Storm. So I think this is actually a different composition to what we've seen previously from Brosras and Artavick. I think they were using double Osir as well, with Brosras using German Mechanized for the spotting scope. So switch in tactics here for this series. Interesting to note. Maybe they think it's stronger on this map specifically. Having one OKW player. Speaking of the OKW player, we're actually seeing a Kupal. He's kind of been a bit of an endangered species throughout this tournament. A large part due to the popularity of Soviet Tier 1. Anyway, good engagement there for the Stern Pioneers. Catch the conscripts close range and just bully them. Look at that. Don't even drop a single model in return. Take out 5 conscripts rather. That is a great start for Brosras. And it is actually also very interesting to note that we're seeing double conscripts. Both of the Soviet players here using conscripts in the opening. 3 cons so far. So this is a big deviation to what we've seen. Like we have seen, you know, sometimes like one of the two will go for a conscript opening, but pretty much always see one of the two Soviet players in these double Soviet teams go for Tier 1. Especially like this player here, the one that would be on the same side as the OKW player. Just because their M3 is so powerful against them before they get access to the Faust. Anyway, here comes the Kubel. Missing away the conscripts, but things have kind of settled into a bit of a rhythm here early. Allies get control of the south, allies in the north, little like harassing forces coming over. But a big assault now from the Axis in the south. Looks like Dzaraa took a little bit of time making his tier 2 and bringing out a maximum now, so that's really going to help these engagements. Very interesting. Oh, okay, yeah, so Rutra has gone for medics, so that's how they're splitting their early build order. Conscripts getting bullied here by the double grenadiers and they can't escape, they're going to have to get out. This guy's also having a little bit of trouble, grenadiers behind heavy cover, doing some good damage. Some wire up here from the Stern Pioneers as well, locking entrance into this building. Very important on this map. Seems to be a very popular tactic. But flamethrower pops at just the right time. Oh, whoa, he can actually fit through that gap. Oh, that's some bad wiring off there. Oh, he's trying to go for the merge. Oh, he gets there just in the nick of time. I don't want to take my eyes off this engagement. I think the Stern Pioneers are going to get forced away, but it's going to be close. It's like Allies are struggling in the south now, and yep. Here go the Stern Pioneers. Goes for one more merge before retreating. Really good use of merge there from Dzaraa. These guys just probably need to retreat straight away, yeah. It's just too low on health, just going to bleed like crazy. But yeah, he can use his allies' medics, so that is nice. And that's what it's about in these team games, you know, like they're kind of splitting their weak timings by divvying up the build. He went for the tier 2 first, so his ally was going for the healing first, and now he's also gone for tier 2, going for the mortar, whereas Dzaraa goes for the double maxims. So they're divvying up their early build, which is interesting to see how they split it, because there have actually been so many different build orders throughout this tournament, which is kind of refreshing to see. Like, there's not one guaranteed dominant starting order.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Famous jump into the building.
Enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
That was risky. Maxim getting flanked here though, and he just hard retreats that. I thought he might try backpedal, maybe set up facing this direction, but not. Hard retreat there. Axis sphere. I feel like they have been putting on a little bit of pressure here. Allies are struggling. Oh whoa, half track. Flamethrower about to pop for Artavick. This is bad news. No AT grenades yet for Rutra. No medics yet though for the Axis. Mechanized truck going down for Brosras.
Supply lines have been cut.
Ooh, nice mortar shot. Opens up the capture once more in the middle. It's like conscripts end up getting forced away in the north, so Axis really putting the screws to the allies here. I feel like the allies haven't been too strong on their machine gun position so far. Just been hurting them. Of course, with Ura threatening to flank the MG. There are enough grenadiers here that they have to retreat. Flamethrower is also nearby, so can't stick around for too long. Is this wheeling onto the field now for Dzaraa? Also one for Rutra as well, so they're doubling up on the Zis, and they're definitely going to hope that's enough. Nice execution there, jumping out of the cover to some degree. Oh, he jumps back in, now he's back out, but he has to retreat. Just took too much damage from that flame burst. It was nice that he kind of tried to move out of the cover, out of the range of the Flamer Pioneers in the building. Oh, nice. He's actually targeting the cover there. Conscripts lose their cover, end up taking more damage from the Kubel. Bad units coming around on the flank of this Maxim here. This is the second time this has happened. The allies really need to shut down this flank. And he could actually lose this conscript if he's a little bit unlucky here. Stone Pioneer's doing some good damage. Ooh, and it goes down, and here comes the looks for a little bit of follow-up. This is there though, ready to fire back. Oh, late reaction from Brosras with his looks. Second shot comes in. With an attack round, this could be the end. Or maybe not. Doesn't even go for it. He could have gone for like an attack round here. Hoped it scattered along, but didn't attempt it. Yeah, anti-tank gun trying to get a angle on this flamer. This is just going back and forth. Allies have finally made a little bit of headway in the north. Those basically all on the backs of this combat engineer squad. They've been doing a lot of damage up there. Also a lot of retreats. Do have a mortar now as well from Artavick's been doing some good work against this garrison. This is actually quite low now. And it looks like Dzaraa is going to make a push into the north now. Which could leave his teammate open to some flanks through the middle. Flame half-track going in for a little bit of a chase. No, not going to chase. This is here. He's trying to put down some mines. Good option. Rutra just about completed his T70. Dzaraa just putting down his tier 3 now, so it's a little bit late on his tier 3. He's just in a good position once more. And because the Stern Pioneers get forced away, that's kind of... Oh my god, he brings the Kubel forward. That must have been the error. Maxim setting up. And yep, straight away hits the retreat. Or mortar could go down here. But here comes the T70 just in the nick of time. Oh man, Zis missed that shot. That could have been the game ender there. This is playing half-track. Here comes a pack, early pack, before they even saw a light vehicle in response. Flame half-track staying in there. No anti-tank grenades still from Rutra, so powerless against it. This was also slightly too far back. And because he's still above half health, knows that he can take one anti-tank gun shot and still survive. And because the T70 is out damaged, doesn't have to worry about the T70 then following up, chasing and getting the kill. So it was safe to stick around. This flame half-track there. He's actually trying to kill this wire. Did he rebuild it or something? Because I saw a squad squeeze through there. Didn't need to kill it. T70 takes another Faust. This is actually bad news when your T70 takes 2 Fausts like this early game. Unless in the process of taking the Faust you got like a squad wipe or something. Really don't want your light vehicle out of commission requiring repairs for this much in the early game. That's really bad news. And like a common error for like the lower level players. Even if it means you know you won't be dishing out as much damage, you just got to keep your light vehicle away from that engine damage. It can be tricky, you know. Faust's quite long range. Oh man. Dzaraa did get up here and did manage to capture the fuel. Oh no, conscripts. Conscripts went down. Now he's getting flanked. Rutra also having a little bit of trouble here in the south. He pushed quite hard from Artavick. Oh man, Pyos! Oh, he didn't focus fire them with the conscripts. More mines go off. Grenadiers get forced away. Zis doing some decent work with its barrage, but he's got his MG up very quick far forwards, and that's allowing his pack to get aggressive and search for this T70. And there he goes. He gets another shot on it. That T70 just hasn't had much joy so far. Oh, and he actually managed to decrew the Zis right at the base door. Some grenades on, and he destroys it with a very far forwards Raketen. Incredible play there from Brosras. I feel like the split from the allies just didn't work out in their favour. I feel like they had quite heavily invested in team weapons and kind of needed to play tight, which would have allowed their anti-tank guns to get a chance at having angles on the Axis light vehicles in the early game. But here is a very fast T-34 for Dzaraa. We'll have to see how this makes impact. Rangers had retreat straight away. Pack sets up. Might not have line of sight directly because of that tree there. And Pack gets one shot in, and he's going to take a Faust now. That's bad news once again. When you get a shock unit like this, a very fast T-34 taking engine damage is just horrible. And As you can hear there, Artavick has ticked to tier 4. Got to put that tech structure down. It's got a lot of fuel. It's going to be extremely fast tier 4 units. Allies now putting down a fuel cache, sensing that they are a little bit behind in the resource game, understandable. The VP game though is very even. It may not look like the Axis have like the large army size, but they have been investing a lot into tech. So it can be a little bit deceiving. Actually take a look at the KDs as well. See that just woeful, even for Soviets. This is like a really bad KD. I think units lost as well will be slightly higher. But overall, preservation has been pretty good for both teams, but slight edge. The Axis and a big KD edge to the Axis as well. The flares, Decisive should be able to get away. Same with the looks though. Second Raketen coming up now as well. T-34 going for a bit of a chase? Maybe not. Pack also got very aggressive there. Perhaps was looking for the kill on the T-70. But yeah, this has been some excellent pressure. Oh. Only one model, that's pretty good. Excellent pressure from the Axis. Actually gone for double mortars as well. Don't see this too often. But perhaps sensing the amount of support weapons they're up against, the amount of Maxims specifically. Want that indirect fire and can't afford to wait for the walking Stuka or the Panzerwerfer.
Securing our territory.
Brosras though, I think perhaps could go for the walking Stuka honestly, because it's still quite far away from the command panther in terms of command points and already has enough fuel for it, so by going for it now it might delay his command panther by maybe like slightly less than a minute, but obviously you'll then have a walking Stuka and it can start doing some damage, start vetting up early, which is really good in these 2v2 games. Getting up to veterancy. Uh-oh. Double Raketens creeping around. T-34 is super low here, actually. Yeah, this is very dangerous stuff from Dzaraa. And yeah, coming onto the field now. Remember, this did receive some nerfs. Armor nerfs and nerfs on the scatter to the bunker busting barrage. Another cash down for Rutra, wow. This time a munitions one, however. Rutra actually has quite a lot of resources. Looks like he's going straight for the IS-2 over at tier 4 strategy. Dzaraa on the other hand has got his tier 4 down, and second T-34 coming out. Looks being dispensed to the north to deal with his Maxim finally. But that's actually done some really good damage in the south, I mean in the north, just by itself. Ooh. Flames. Catch that squad on the retreat there. Nice incendiary artillery. Oh, and now T-34 right on top of this pack. But the Raketens were there. Pack. Oh! Oh my god, he gets it. Oh boy, that is bad news for the Allies. These positioning of the Raketens have been really good up until right now, but here comes the walking Stuka like I was talking about. Okay, not too bad. Pretty good damage to this one. But no wipes. They did say infantry wiped out. Did he catch a squad on retreat? I'm not sure. I think he only got 2 kills from that, so he must have got 2 kills on something else. A retreating conscript? I'm not sure. Chasing in and gets the wipe. That's actually quite a few wipes there for Artavick in a short span of time. Yeah, he's having to rebuild his grenadiers now. Double more is going to work on these AT guns though. T-34 getting a little bit aggressive once more. Most of those Rekedans are out of commission. So yeah, he's getting really aggressive here and looks like he's going to take out both the mortars. Oh my god. All of a sudden things turning back around in the favour of Dzaraa and Rutra. Those two Rekedans going down there was like so punishing for the Axis. And now the Allies seem like they're on the front foot. There though. Can't discount that bad boy. He's got the spotting scopes on it too. They have plenty of sights. Getting finds T70. Remember, no T70 recon bonus of Vet 2 anymore. Ooh. There's this barrage there. Damage the stern pioneers. BP's still quite close, and army size is also very close between these two armies. Looks like he's trying to bait him into this Reketan here. Reketan didn't quite have sight, I think. Didn't get a shot off. Double Zis making its way down to the south, where the Brumbear is. Double Zis though, not the best counter to the Brumbear. S-35 is the better option. Here comes the walking Stuka, must be targeting these AT guns. Gets them moving. And doesn't do too much damage. T-70 takes a Faust engine damage once again. We do have a Katyusha now, but it's right next to this. If he tried to shoot from that area, would have gone down there. That was crazy. So still no commander selection from Dzaraa. Honestly, this is interesting to see. Perhaps he's just like, maybe he wants to go for mechanized support, but is quite unsure as to what Artavick has gone and doesn't want to go for it if he's going to be up against the elephant. Oh my god, that Katyusha! Wipe in the first barrage. That was like pretty close range. Man, that was nasty. Excellent timing on that Katyusha as well. Like as the squad was moving into it. Gutsy play. T-34 going to the north now. But here's the Command Panther. That's what the Axis have been waiting for, and they get a conscript wipe at just the right timing as well. Now Stern Pioneer's right on top of the Zis. And if it goes down, that Allies are actually going to be in trouble now as well. Brumbear also doing some big damage in the south. Because, yeah, with this kind of army, 2 Rekedans, Command Panther, Allies are really going to be relying on these anti-tank guns, which are kind of getting isolated right now. T-34 is kind of a little bit powerless against this Command Panther. He's going to bring it in for a little bit of action anyway, but he's got to be very careful with it. Recruit the Zis though. And Command Panther playing very cautiously with the engine damage. Oh, and that is what I hear it is. It's the IS-2, 13 command points, calls it in almost instantaneously. So can this turn the game back in the favour? Because it seems to have gone back in the favour of the Axis. Very good dodge of the walking Stuka here. The Allies have really been on top of their game when it comes to the dodges. Though that being said, the second barrage, oh my god. Brumbear actually taking a lot of damage Luckily, a couple of those Zis shots actually missed right at the end there. IS-2 getting aggressive. Knows the Command Panther was out of commission with engine damage. Command Panther speeding down the road though. They're going to have a bit of a scrap. But the double Zis are there. And those are his Zis, so I'm not sure why he was playing so passively. He knew their positioning. Could have left the IS-2 in there if got 2 more shots and that Panther would have been dead. Another squad down to rocket artillery. He's been, look, he drove that like right up close as well. He drove that into like point blank range. That's why it's so lethal. Those close range barrages. Similar thing with the Werfer as well. If you drive that in close, it's very, very strong, but also very risky, especially if you're up against like camo Rakitans running around the map. You can very easily lose Katyusha when trying to do those close range barrages. So high risk, high reward action. Managed to clear out the pack there. That IS-2 is doing some crazy good damage. But now that's a fresh Panther for Artavick, and he's going on an IS-2 hunt. Making use of the camo on his AT guns. T-34 scrapping it out against the Command Panther once more, but thanks to the conscripts on hand for the AT grenades, no real damage done. A recon plane coming in now for Artavick, as well as artillery flares for Brosras, so they're going to be lighting up the entire map here. IS-2 has to pull back for repairs though, so there is going to be a little bit of a lull on their map presence while that's off getting repaired. He's targeting this. No. Targeting the Maxim in the middle. Looks like he got some decent damage in. Must be only 8 kills. Remember, it was 4 kills after the first barrage, so definitely hasn't been doing too well. Oh, late retreat. That must go down here. Zis also not even bothering trying to set up the Zis, because if he did, he'd probably lose it. Oh man, kind of lucky. Knocks out the mine there unintentionally from some scatter shots. T-34 now going to the north. He really wants to kill this Lux. He's been trying to do it. But the Command Panther must be back up. You know, or at least he's got rid of the engine damage. Not back up to full quite yet though. Tracer grenades once more. T-34. Oh, he spots the mine just in the nick of time as well. T-34 has to get out of there. Really needs the SU-85 if he wants to fight that Command Panther. Katyusha, look at this. That's what I was talking about. Super close range. Right next to these invisible Rakitans. He's going with a good barrage. That's a Katyusha as well for Rutra now. So it's tick to tier 4 also. But yeah, I mean, that was right up close. If those Rakitans had just inched their way forwards, they might have seen it and knocked it out there. Very risky stuff. Should throw an anti-tank grenade here, but doesn't. Maxim capping in the middle. IS-2 doing some good damage in the south. Stick rush. Going for the building. Oh my god! Oh, that was the hammer blow. 21 kills from 8. 13 kills. 1 barrage. Maxim down. Almost all of Dzara's infantry got wiped as well. And he's getting aggressive on the back of that. Going in. Got an IS-2 now for Dzaraa. He's also jumping on the IS-2 train. This time though from armoured assault tactics and calling in the IL-2 planes here. And they're going for a wipe here on this retreating Falcon. They get it. 2 Rakitans here though, and the Command Panther. IS-2 got a watch yourself. In comes the T-34 though on the rear arm of the Command Panther, so that also has to back away. And as this is there, oh, he gets a lucky shot, knocks out the Rakit, they're going to try and destroy it as well, stop it from getting recrewed. Quali2 now slugging it out, really wants to destroy that Rakit. It's one thing that Rutra has been doing, keeping his AT guns on camo, so if they do get spotted by like an artillery flare, you won't be able to see them. Recon plane will reveal camouflage units, however. Another Katyusha targeting the middle area. Quali2 taking some shots, but returning fire well. Panthers pushing in. Anti-tank gun positioning, yeah, Rutra kind of fell asleep a little bit during these last couple of tank engagements. Getting them moving now. Remember, when they are camouflaged, they can still move, but only at a snail's pace, much slower than the Rakit. Still Maxim locking down the north. Axis, some good VP positioning here. Oh, and he gets the Zis there. I don't know how he even knew its positioning, honestly. Didn't have flares up. Katyusha into the middle, perhaps hoping to outright destroy the gun there. Ooh, Brumbia gets a big shot and 41 kills on that bad boy. I was actually reading a thread about somebody complaining how the Brumbia got over-nerfed. Well, I mean, does it look like it's been over-nerfed? 41 kills, team still rushing it. Forward. Looks like there's this got recruit. Just gets a shot in. Doesn't penetrate, however. Oh, Command Panther comes forward on a nice angle. Quali2 turns 5 and misses. Was moving at the time. Notoriously unreliable whilst on the move is the IS-2. Now into this area, a lot of support weapons. Looks like he's doing some good damage with it. T-34 pushing forwards with secure mode, but Command Panther's still there. Take a look at army sizes. Actually, allies have the edge right now, but line barrage there. Half track is kaput. Maybe half track? I don't think they were still alive. Oh! T-70 goes down there. So no more T-70 recon. She's still doing some good damage. Nearly get one for this one. This one's got 14 kills. Shows how much damage the other one's been doing if they are similar amounts of variancy, but one's got 4, the other's got 14. Incendiary artillery as well. Perhaps coaxing a squad into retreat. Doesn't really happen. Maxim sets up. There's this right behind them as well. Dzaraa has so much munitions now, just waiting for another opportunity to call in the planes, I imagine. Oh, look at this, he's driving his Katyusha right forwards again. That time it's avoided. And kind of risky leaving it around for this many salvos, this close to the front lines. This Panther could easily just drive forwards and kill it. Like, I can understand driving forward for maybe like the first two and then backing it away, but keeping it up there for that many is really risky in this situation. The Allies now have been fighting back on the VPs. Oh, Katyusha goes down! To the walking Stuka. Whose was that? That was, I'm not sure. So they just made a second Katyusha, I guess. Must have been Rutra then. No, I'm not. Must have been a brand new one then. Those two duking it out with the Command Panther. Hits Vet 1 now. Command Panther at Vet 2 though has got their armor bonus. These two duking it out down here as well. Jagdpanzer now for Brosras though. Start feeding that out. These two could actually be in a little bit of trouble here depending on the AT gun positioning. It's still in there, nearly Vet 5 now. It's going to have access to the suppressing fire very shortly. T-34. This is very interesting to see Rutra go for a T-34 at this point. I feel like maybe he thinks that his Zish should be supplying him enough anti-tank, but he's been having trouble finding an angle for them. Artillery flare, and there we go. T-34 goes down thanks to the artillery flare, giving him sight. Felt he could push in and get the kill there. Incendiary artillery once again. But the VP did get captured, only going to do a little bit of health damage. Oh man, and that's an elephant as well. All of a sudden, the Axis have just experienced a massive power spike with the Jagdpanzer and the elephant just dishing it out to these IS-2s. Do have an SU-85 here. Well, maybe not for long. Command Panther backs away though. Oh, but the elephant picks it off. Oh man, all of a sudden, things were looking so promising for the Allies, but with the elephant on the field now and losing that SU-85, losing the Katyusha, things have really turned around for them. They lost that T-34 as well. They just lost so much in the last 3 minutes or so. But these anti-tank guns are very highly vetted. If you can keep them alive and if you can set up some ambushes with them, it could be very, very effective. I'm just trying to creep them into position now. More incendiary artillery. Took a dive bomb. Targeting these. Whoa! How did he even know that they were there? They were camouflaged. Well, those Zis just got obliterated. He didn't recon plane them, and I thought they had been creeping around camouflage for quite a long time. I really have no idea how they targeted that dive bomb there. Oh man, this is looking grim. Now goes the T-34. Panzer getting some nice veterancy. Elephant there as well. These IS-2s just getting bullied now. Flares coming in once again. Command Panther getting aggressive here. They're just boxing the Allies into their base almost at this point. Dzaraa, is he using crew repairs here? I think he is. IS-2 can't move. Just a sitting duck for all this anti-tank.
The enemy has destroyed one of our vehicles.
Man, that game just turned in an instant. Things were looking so promising for the Allies. They were, you know, about 50 VPs ahead. They had a good army composition, but they just got dismantled in seconds. Losing his 2 Zis like that was heartbreaking for Rutra. I really just have no idea how he knew to target that area with the dive bomb. Getting some shots in. Probably attack ground. IL-2 planes coming in. I think there's one thing that they haven't been making that good use of. Like, he's had close to 600 munitions for a good chunk of time now. It's only the second time he's called them in. Flamers here doing some good damage.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Katyusha targeting all the planes. Double AT guns, but once again they're in trouble right in front of this Brumbeer. One of them goes down. Elephant's nearby as well. Elephant already up to Vet 2. Speed it up so quickly. It's a good shot in there. Probably thanks to the spotting scopes. And destroys the anti-tank gun as well.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Katyusha some damage, but here comes the walking Stuka on the return fire. Up to Vet 2 now, 40 kills. Got off to a slow start, but it's really been doing some good damage over the second half of its career. He's so much so that he's going for a second one. It's actually going to basically take up the rest of his army, so it's going to be very, very light on infantry. Which could lead to some map control issues if they don't have enough infantry to cap territory, because they are quite heavily invested in their vehicles here. He's got his Yak Panzer in cautious movement here, waiting for an ambush. I think it's Vet 2 it gains. Approved? No, apparently not. Oh, it's Vet 5, all the way at Vet 5, first shot out, camouflage bonus, okay. I think it was Vet 2, clearly, if it's getting 160 health. Its camouflage should also be better as well. Another walking Stuka barrage now, it's got all its cooldown bonuses of Vet 2. And that was a monster, knocking out the mortar team. No more smoke on that central VP. IS-2 just getting walloped by this elephant. Can survive one more shot, but that's it. Now Brumbeer getting aggressive after the IS-2 got forced away. Oh! IS-2 stayed in there. And that could be the end for the Allies. This gets decrewed as well. Yeah, just you can see now Rutra 24 supply. Dzaraa a little bit higher up there, but hit to 96 and 87 is like less than half of the army of their opponents. Oh man, they're sticking around just with those flares, spotting those team weapons long range and knocking them out with the elephant. Now he's going after the SU-85 as well. SU-85 should be able to outrun him. As long as he isn't in focus sight mode, which he was briefly there. Now the walking Stuka must be targeting the middle this time. Not going after the Zis, and he destroys it. And they're gonna destroy the gun in return. Yeah, this is over. Fresh IS-2 for Rutra. Got a S-35 coming in for Dzaraa, but it's just getting so aggressive. They're even going after the caches right at the base door. Oh, Katyusha now. Yep, not safe, even right outside your base. That's two getting aggressive, but that Panther outrunning him there. Stupid dive bomb coming down on the cache. That's two exposing its rear armor. Elephant's there as well. IS-2 about to go down. And finally they throw in the towel. So that is game 1. Very close game, right up until maybe like the 37-minute mark. The Elephant hit the field. And just everything went wrong for the Allies all at once. They just quickly lost their grasp on the game. Elephant, though, just very strong against the IS-2, as we saw here. Just, you know, the IS-2's heavy frontal armor, not really a factor. And too slow to evade even the very slow Elephant. So he ended up taking a lot of punishment. GG, on to game 2.
Victory is ours.
Game 2 between these two teams. Brosras and Artavick now running with a mixed allies team. Artavick has US forces heavy cavalry, infantry and airborne. Brosras Soviets has mechanized support, anti-infantry and Lend-Lease. And on the other side, Rutra, his OKW, has breakthrough, fortifications and special operations, and Dzaraa, as I said, has joint operations, spearhead and Jaeger armor. And I have to say that I just really feel blessed that we have so many excellent games from this tournament. Like, it's just so many good games. I'm really enjoying casting them and viewing them, and I hope you guys are too. It's just really awesome. I feel so happy about it. Into the action. Conscripts. Get some good hits in there. Don't jump into the building though. A little bit surprising. Looks like they want to fight the Stern Pioneers, but Fox Trinity has come in support and they've now lost building control. Not sure he played that correctly there. Probably just locking down the building would have been a stronger option, I feel. It did connect the munitions early, so he's going to have access to the flamethrower quite quickly. We have a penal build for Brosras, which is a little bit out of character for him. It's gone one conscript into penal. So deviation from even the standard penal build, which is usually 2 combat engineers. Well, we'll have to see how it shakes out for him. We have an extremely early mortar for Artavick here. Kind of running it forwards here, but it's going to run into the squad that's right on the cutoff rather. And it's going to have to back away. Not too much action there in the south, seems to be more focused on the north. Penals forced away. Cover to cover long range engagement. Looks like he's just trying to duke it out here, but even with not that many windows, this Fox Trinity is still holding it down very effectively. Ooh, kind of jumped back in at exactly the wrong time. Took a big mortar shell there. Mortar's actually repositioning, coming a little bit closer now. Perhaps he wants to target this machine gun in the back lines. Penals get suppressed as they move into cover. Unfortunate. And those rifles are going down so quickly. Could lose it here. Ooh, that was a close call. Now these okay, looks like some mortar was targeting there. Here comes rifles from the other side. Machine guns setting up. Rifles need to reposition out of the arc. And they do just at the last second. Clutch. But look at this. 2 German armies camped on this cutoff right now. And he could lose this on retreat. Has to cross the road. That's a lot of firepower. Looks like they're not really focusing it down that well. So he gets away. That's a bit of a lucky break there for Artavick. That mortar's been going to work. He's had to reposition it quite a few times though, so it's been interrupted quite frequently. Machine guns also repositioned slightly further back. And Allies finally regaining control of their cutoff. Here comes the M3, but all of those low health units did end up retreating slightly before this, so doesn't get to wipe anything on retreat, unless he gets extremely lucky here. Ooh, bit of a stop there. Opportunity is coming around the corner, but he's got his truck out, not deployed, so no Faust yet. This is definitely a little bit of a late M3. Went for a second penal before getting the M3. Oh, and he's going to take a Faust here. 2 Grenadiers nearby. Whoa, look at that. Excellent jumping out of the M3. Which is something I actually wanted to cover in micro tips. If you like, select the half track, hit tab to select the squad side and right click, I believe. I haven't tested it, but I believe you can get out of moving vehicle with the squad that's inside. These things might be coming up in the upcoming microtips video. I think that's what Brosras did right there. Once again though, the Axis did get onto the cutoff. Allies are making moves in the north. A lot of shoe mines up here. Probably expecting the M3 up there at some stage. Good idea. It's actually retreated his combat engineers, putting down his tech. Also gone for healing quite early as Brosras. So his fighting force is actually quite a lot lower than most Soviet players have at this stage. Most Soviet players will have 1 more penal see this conscript and an extra combat engineer on top of that. So he's definitely a little bit low on firepower. But maybe you can make up for that with some support weapon play. Looks like conscripts hit one of those mines and retreated. This is a pretty big force in his retreat path. No STGs yet. But 2 squads being upgraded with them. He's going to have to retreat early here, otherwise could lose his penals. Quick retreat. Comes the coup, will do some capping. Should be alright. Meanwhile here, trying to get in on the machine gun in the building. That was a friendly mortar shot, wasn't it? It's like that mortar did absolutely nothing. But it looks like they... Oh, I didn't even notice that they stole Artavick's mortar. That's the US mortar there. Man, how did I miss that? That's bad. Backouts are coming in. Rifle grenade also well dodged. Backouts, it is a bit of a powerhouse. People have been sleeping on it, but can be very strong. It's got pretty good AoE on its shots. STG's just shredding those conscripts. M3 also has to be very careful now the folks have Fausts. Trying to stay at range here, but it's not optimal. Might be better to just hop out with this flamethrower. Well, would be better, but then if one of these squads retreats and he wants to chase, he wouldn't have quite so much fight potential. Which is why I think he's staying in it. Look at this territory control here for the Axis. Ooh, another shoe mine there. Narrowly avoids it. Looks like the MG42 was in a little bit of jeopardy there. Oh, he's blocking it with the mortar. How is that machine gun not dead? There it goes, right at the very max range. It goes down. So it's going to be able to get recouped very easily from that position. Kubel all the way out here. It's just like Kubel actually on this map is doing really well. Because usually when, you know, a team runs up here and harasses this fuel, it takes quite a long time to regather all the territory they steal. But thanks to that Kubel doing the capping, those harassing plays in the north from Brosras actually didn't lead to a very long period of map control up there. Only slightly on the flank here, but M3 is there doing some damage. Do have... Whoa, Rutra goes right into the walking Stuka here. Ooh, okay. Still pretty good damage. Grenade over the fence. Ends up forcing the retreat. Trying to stay at range, doesn't want to get Fausted. M3 now making a beeline for the Kubel. Looks like he's going to get it, but Kubel might be able to bait him over this mine here. Ooh, look how close he is to that mine. Oh, there it goes. Stuart doesn't seem to be too effective so far. It's in position to fire for a long time, but just doesn't have many kills. Good dodge of the rifle grenade though. Artavick's right on top of things. Pack outs there though. 4 kills, pretty good start. It does take quite a long time for those pack out shots to land though. So if you are active with your squads, you can avoid them. Oh, in comes Puma, but 2 squads with anti-tank grenades threatening. Doesn't want to get snared, so backs away. This is machine gun and main gun do a little bit of infantry damage here though. G42 is in the building. Council looks like it's going to square up and shoot at that next. Allies did finally break through once more in the north. And now they're going all the way to the cutoff here. Some very interesting, like unusual spots of good cover here. I often don't even notice that right outside the door, but it is there. And it did mean that he took a bunch of damage on those penals. Another rifle grenade. Oh my god, what a great rifle grenade from Dzaraa. Kind of did it like as the unit was running its cover onto the cover position and pays off big time. Gets 4 models there. On my screen it looked like he'd done it where they were. And maybe that was the case for Artavick as well, because he kept running forwards.
The enemy is taking our territory. Pioneers ready for assignment.
Jumped out of the building pretty early with this machine gun. Reposition more to the middle now.
We are losing a sector.
Oh, he gets out of the building just before the demo goes off. Close call there for Rutra. MG now in a little bit of trouble. Sweepers up here, but they haven't got rid of that Schumann quite yet. Where's that going? Going after this machine gun back here. There's 2 models, but Definitely not quite enough. Oh, but these combat engineers are being forgotten about. Oh, but Penals get a satchel off on the machine gun in response. Combat engineers do escape. The machine gun is outright destroyed. No weapon to recrew there. P4 takes engine damage, but here comes the Puma. He's going in for the kill. Oh, he's going to get faster. He's spun around on the road anyway. Dead for sure. So that Stuart, I feel like it really didn't pay off. Got very little value from it. That's the thing with this Stuart, its anti-infantry firepower is quite poor. And it's not like it had anything else to really shoot at. Like, Puma kind of outranges it and bullies it. No 222 or Flamer half-track, so... didn't really have any vehicles to counter. It's a mine there. Maxim in a little bit of trouble though, could go down here with the death loop. Satchel goes in, but managed to decrew the machine gun regardless. A lot of anti-tank guns now running around for the allies. Pioneers zoning them out here. I feel like the game really hasn't settled into that steady of a rhythm, so the pack-outs there hasn't had a time to shine. Ooh. Double AT guns get some good damage in there. Now all these barred up units making a charge after the P4 took the damage. Has to pull back for repairs. Eno's charging through the middle. Okay, he did recrew the Maxim. Battles in the north as well. Maxim up there gets forced away by the Folks. A lot of mines up there still for Rutra. Grenade goes in. It's 2 miles, forces to retreat. Conscripts also lose there in the north. Double AT guns now rotating after the Puma reveals its position. This also moving up here now as well. Just misses its first shot and the Puma pulls back. If they could coordinate that as a team, you know, all 3 anti-tank guns lining up at once.
Vehicles can be marked and targeted.
So he's going after the pack howitzer. He actually realizes as the first couple of rockets are landing that it's not going after the AT guns. It stops backing it towards and moves the pack howitzer out of there. Good control of Artavick there, avoiding the rocket artillery. And also good control here from Dzaraa, dodging out of that pack howitzer fire. Rifleman here with the bars actually fighting quite effectively against these grenadiers who usually have an edge at this range. But here comes the Panzer IV back up to full, looking to do some damage. Looks like the Zis is going to kind of cover this angle in the middle, whereas the anti-tank guns are going to go hunting for the Panzer IV. He's actually added to that now. Second Panzer IV. Uh-oh, squad forgotten about here. And down it goes in the north.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Fox now get out of there. Did see a squad of guards, which is mechanized support from Brosras. Dzaraa still has his options open. I think this was the only guard commander I just had, so if he's got guards, should suggest to his opponents exactly what he's going for. Down go the combat engineers. So a few easy losses here on both sides. Not really through like amazing plays from their opponent getting the wipes, but just not quite paying enough attention. Double P4s in the north here. Guards taking a lot of damage. He buttons one. Penal's closing in for a sticky satchel, it looks like, but he could lose his guards in the process. That was a close call, man. That was definitely not worth the attempt. Is this now moving into position, though? Gets a shot off on the rearmost Panzer IV. Could get another shot in here as well. Oh, well, again on the rearmost one. Just now at half health. Taking a look at the tech. No tech from Brosras. No tier 3. So you're going just straight for this. That's tricky to do. Like, just going straight for a 14 command point call-in. Uh-oh. Oh no, he resets up the Zis. Could go for an attack round still. Doesn't come to fruition, and one of the M1s gets decrewed. That was a monster walking Stuka barrage. That time, 15 kills now all of a sudden. I think it had 6 before. It's just getting a shot on the Panzer IV. Out of it, going to recrew that M1. But yeah, the allies here, you know, there's just kind of both of them like saving for these higher tech units, going for the call-ins instead of medium tanks. And this double Panzer IV player is actually exploiting them really well right now. I wonder if these guys have practiced against each other as well, because going for the walking Stuka that early was a big call out, but against this heavy support weapon play from Artavick and Brosras is working out pretty well. Earlier you can get that kind of did they just run into their own grenade there? That's pretty funny. Earlier you can get the walking Stuka, you know, the quicker you can get it to Vet 2 with the extra cooldown bonus, the better at it you are against this kind of support weapon play. It goes in, Maxim gets forced away. Now I did briefly kind of push on quite a few different points, but Axis are now pushing them back. Axis definitely the better map control to this point. A bit slow repairing up this Panzer IV once again though. And allies haven't really had enough breathing room to plant many more mines. They did have quite a few Soviet mines down earlier, but they seem to all have been triggered now, so if Dzaraa does get aggressive with his Panzer IVs, yeah, I'm not going to hit any mines. It's actually interesting to see he didn't get any minesweepers as well. I feel like it's a little bit sloppy. Did run over one over here before. Rutra does have them though. He's going to take engine damage here with his Panzer IV. So it's going to be out of commission, requiring repairs for quite some time. Packhouse is way in the back though, which is why it's been a little bit of time. Targeting that. There's another walking Stuka barrage. Going after the Maxim and clears it out very effectively. Subscript Ura in to stop the machine gun from being stolen. Kind of using this squad as like a distraction. Suppression comes in just in the nick of time. Penos managed to escape and he recrews it, just leaves it there and actually suppresses this entire blob. In comes the Zis barrage. Forces the retreat. A few kills there. Reaction times though from Rutra. He's actually gone for a second rear echelon here, which is interesting. Must be anticipating he needs the repairs once he finally gets up there for the Pershing.
A capture point is under attack.
Oh, nice attack ground attempt there. Puma, was that an aimed shot? It was. Don't see that too often these days against infantry. It used to be like a guaranteed kill on an infantry model. Now it's not guaranteed. Still is more accurate than the regular cannon though. Still worth going for against snipers, but yeah, not a guaranteed kill, and definitely wouldn't bother doing it against guards like that. Pops the button here. This is right here. Might be able to get 2 shots in here thanks to the button. Also pop marked vehicle a little bit late. Oh my god! Before just escapes. Man, if he popped marked vehicle a little bit earlier, that might have been the kill there. comes the smoke from Artavick, and that's a full retreat from Dzaraa on this flank, who has gone for Jaeger armor. And even after getting 2 Panzer IVs, still very close to the amount of fuel required for the Elephant. Just shows how effective these Panzer IVs have been at controlling the map for the Axis.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Which also has gone for a Panzer IV over the Command Panther. Another walking Stuka barrage clearing out an anti-tank gun. Looks like he wants to go in and destroy it on the follow-up. Second anti-tank gun is there, and here comes the Pershing. This could be very unfortunate for time for Dzaraa. No. He lands that shot first shot. Just kind of lucky. Like at that range, there's a pretty good chance he'd miss the gun. And at that amount of health as well, there's a pretty good chance that it wouldn't have killed the anti-tank gun. Know how much health it was on. Here come the Panzer IVs to the south. Pershing is currently in the middle. We do have a ISU 152 joining in on the fun as well. So the Pershing heading over towards where the Panzer IVs are. One of them's got the skirts, which is going to help against the Pershing. The other one does not. Second Panzer IV. This is the OKW one coming through the middle. 152 in a bit of an awkward position here. It's on high explosive as well. Pershing has to come to save the day. Boomer now joining the fun again. If he uses his aim shot here, it could disable the Pershing somewhat, but doesn't use it. Re-echelon's being used in combat here with their bars, so they won't be available to repair this Pershing back up to full for quite some time. That could be a problem for the Pershing. Meanwhile, Dzaraa probably just wants to save all his resources now, go for the Elephants. Here come the Panzer IVs. Perhaps they sense an opportunity against the Pershing. This one not on prioritized vehicles. Actually going after the anti-tank gun, but riflemen are there. Don't recruit and don't run far enough forwards. No, they do. They managed to get an anti-tank grenade in. One of these P4s could go down to the Pershing here. There's no pack for Dzaraa in support. He's playing very conservatively, not overextending with his Pershing. Doesn't want to take engine damage, I believe. So he's inching his way forwards. Nice attack round there from the Panzer IV, but nice attempt. I feel like the ISU being on high explosive during all those during all that fighting was actually a mistake from Brosras. Oh my god! That was on armor piercing, let's see. Switch over. So he just got a wipe with the armor piercing, but yeah. That's pretty rare, but being on high explosive during that fighting really meant the ISU couldn't contribute. And here comes the Elephant now. That is bad news for the Allies. Army sizes we can see pretty similar. Dzaraa though having a edge. Got a big army. Axis are perhaps a little bit light on anti-tank guns, only having the 2 Raketans, and if these get forced to retreat, they could be a little bit vulnerable to some close in place. Oh, Pershing discovers the Elephant in the worst way possible, takes a big shot. It's forced away. Nice and grenades there. Double Raketans creep up on the ISU in the middle. Pushing that away. It's returning fire, but on high explosive. P4 pushes in. This is a nice position to counterfire though. P4 taking some hits here. ISU on high explosive though. I think his penetration is quite low. Maybe a 1 in 4 chance to penetrate the Panzer IV. Ooh, that was a big shot on high explosive. Both those Raketans take some big damage. Plane's going down in the background, but need to focus on this. One of the Raketans goes down. In comes a walking Stuka Barrage, targeting the Maximus instead of the Zis, which is actually on camouflage, so they can't spot it. Zis now sets back up. Oh, and down goes the Puma. ISU does 240 damage per hit. So one shot from the Zis and the ISU actually combined to do the exact amount of health. So we're getting some smoke being called in, so the Elephant can't contribute on the wounded Pershing down here in the south. P4 also escapes? No, that's out of control. How long was that out of control for? Did that go down to the pack howitzer? No. It just must have been out of control for all of eternity. It's like, why can't I select it? Now we know. So actually the Axis lost quite a lot in that. They lose both the Raketans? Yeah, they did. Both the Raketans. They lost a Panzer IV and a Grenadier, so it's quite poorly for them right there. Once again, the rear echelons need to go back for repairs. Oh, and he loses his anti-tank gun. P4 wants to come in and secure the kill, looks like. Rear echelons probably need to recrew this. Pershing needs to come back in. But maybe he's reluctant to come back in. We're sprinting up there with the captain. And he manages to get the gun back, even though it's on low health now. Double Grenadiers coming in, trying to clear it out. ISU in the middle, fighting the Panzer IV. Panzer IV going in for a flank on it here. This is very risky. Just setting up. Keeps repacking up, actually on very low health, like one shot from death basically. There it goes. Here come these stolen Raketans. 152 on the rear arm of the Panzer IV. Just needs to land one shot, and there it goes. The P4 flank doesn't amount to much. In comes the Command Panther now. He's getting desperate going after this ISU, but the Pershing is there, and so are the Penals. This is on armor piercing as well. Just waltz the Command Panther, forcing it back for repairs. Elephant pushing in now. A little bit late though. He's got the recon plane out, surveying the lands. But I don't know if he's going to be able to get any shots in. There he goes. Gets one in. AT guns is there, but gets decrewed almost instantly by the LMG Grenadiers. Brosras and Artavick getting pushed right back to their base almost here. Destroy the sticky satchel on the Elephant. I think that's going to result in engine damage. Stuka Barrage targeting pack howitzer. Targeting the stolen Raketten. Elephant on half health. P4 sticks around to destroy the decrewed anti-tank gun. Pushing back up to just about full. And with the Panzer IV there supporting, I don't think he wants to flank the Elephant, but this is the scenario that I was talking about for the Axis. A little bit low on anti-tank guns. The Rakettens have been dispensed of. So the Elephant is a little bit vulnerable here. Command Panther charging in though. Takes one anti-tank grenade. Could lose one of his rifles though on the backswing. No. P4 shut that down. Allies right up against it here. ISU just charging forwards here. This is super risky with all those Command Panthers rolling around. Land Panzer IVs and the Elephant even. It's a long range. Let's popping marked vehicle on this. Fitted up Panzer IV. Must be targeting this. Maxim doesn't quite get the kill, but maybe Folks can. They're suppressed though. It just squeaks away. ISU back on high explosive here. Gets a juicy hit. If he goes for an attack round here, might be able to get the wipe. He does go for the attack round, but a little bit too slow to reload. Oh, that was a good hit. Forces away the machine gun. Pershing has been, you know, poking his head out, getting hits, and up to Vet 3 already, which means it's got those crazy reload bonuses now. So machine gun. Now Vet 3. Kitten gets a shot in, but Allies here struggling to hold their ground. Ooh, nice rifle grenade. Allies perhaps need to think about switching over to the north, forcing the elephant to reposition. Looks like they're kind of committed to it somewhat. This is actually a real benefit of the Captain Vet 3. Very strong running speed now with a passive sprint. Very good at capturing the map. He's using it as a capping squad. Good idea. Mission sticking around, trying to use these shot blockers to his advantage. He's getting some really good hits in there, as you can see. The reload's working out well for him. Oh, he could get the wipe here as well. Yeah. It's the Vet 3 Pershing. It is a beast. Doesn't get any more durable though, that's one thing. Doesn't get any more armor or health. So still quite squishy, especially in these team game modes. As you can see, Artavick has tech major, as you can see there. If we're going to be seeing Jacksons or Shermans from him next. SU-85 from Brosras. Panzer IV is just blasting away here at all this infantry. 31 kills for this one. Oh, ISU in a little bit of trouble here. Command Panther with its marked vehicle. Still needs one more shot to kill it though. Command Panther sticking around. Just out of range. ISU escapes. Sticks around to fight with the Pershing. Elephant pushing up a little bit, but not quite in range. Looks like the Elephant actually taking shots at SU-85. Now that's out for repairs. But still, the Axis, if they knocked out the ISU there, probably would have sealed the game. But as it is, you know, Artavick and Brosras are still in it. Despite how bad things look for them right now. Recon plane coming in for Dzaraa, wants to see exactly how the Allies are making their way back onto the map. They did make quite a lot of headway in the north, as I said. Oh, looks like they're pushing onto the Zis and going to try to destroy it. Scripts. Oh, they get there right before the Panther was about to shoot again. Saving the Zis from destruction. Rush. 2 models, bit of health damage. Up to Vet 2 now, 54 kills. That is big, a beast. Falling north. Shutting down the pressure. Allies though still in control of 2 VPs and they need to. They're at 100. They are very vulnerable to getting drained out on the VPs here. Well, that pack-outs have been doing 22 kills. Fresh Panzer IV here for Rutra. Hopefully he doesn't lose it like his other one. It's a fresh Jackson. Nice attack round through the building. Those can work sometimes. He does. He loses it basically straight away. As this was a nice position, combining with the Jackson attack round through the building. Pershing up here now as well. The Allies do seem to be making a switch up to the north away from the Elephant. Oh, and they're just nuking everything from the Axis here. Panzer IVs here getting aggressive though, going all the way into base, knocking out the ambulance. Raketen is there, and he secures the kill on one of the Panzer IVs with it. Is this now rotating around? One of the Panzer IVs goes down to the Su-85 long range. Oh, this is going horribly for the Axis. They're collapsing here. Jackson now coming around on the Elephant's flank. Oh, the Elephant having some pathing issues. Jackson goes for an attack ground though, doesn't want to chase in. Looks like these did get decrewed probably by the walking Stuka, I have to imagine. Yeah, 68 kills, clear out both of those. Elephant returning fire here on the 152, keeping it honest. Oh my god, another wipe from the Pershing. That thing is on fire. Elephant trying to stick around, trying to destroy that decrewed Zist, but incoming infantry threatens and forces them away. Do have some bunkers going down here for Dzaraa. Good option.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Probably built those before he lost his last two tanks, so he probably had a little bit of manpower to spare. Getting close to his limit. Elephant briefly comes forwards. Bunkers get smoked off by Artavick. He's got quite a lot of munitions, so might as well use it. Oh, it's just a concussion grenade, that's alright. Marked vehicle on the Command Panther gives the Su-85 sight. Forces it back. And Allies are hanging in there. I mean, the Axis lost so much in that last assault. Oh, man. Now the Allies are also losing. Kitten gets in position. Okay, Sweeper's coming up here, spotting all these mines. That was actually lucky that he stopped right there. That could have been a disaster. They're going after the HQ here with the assault guns. In come the Panthers though. One of them's a little bit low. Panthers going in after it. Su-85 in jeopardy here. Not using button. Oh, it doesn't even have the munitions for it quite. Oh, it's abandoned. And in comes the heavy cavalry. Pershing and the Jackson following this up. P4 coming in, but the Pershing could go down. No, gets out of there. One shot from death. And the Su-85 still up here. Could be recruited and reversed out of there. Elephant now moving through the middle here. This is a little bit risky. It does open it up to a flank, but could contribute in this fight against the Jackson. There he goes. Gets a monster shot in. Maxim looks like it's going to go down here as well. Even the Elephant contributing a little bit there with its machine gun. The 2 infantry kills himself. Does recruit the Su-85, and the HQ goes down to the ISU 152. So the Allies making some big plays here, working their way back into this game. They are suffering some pretty big losses themselves though. Lose another squad of conscripts, that time just for free. Trying to get out of there with his recruit Su-85, it looks like. Doesn't happen. Now Brosras. He's got nothing. He's about to have another T-34 though, but his infantry forces are just so low as well. They're so low on VPs, they need infantry to cap these points. Recon plane is in the air, spotting the ISU. I think it's switching ammo here. Switched over to the armor piercing. Looks like he's actually targeting the vehicles. The walking Stuka can do a little bit of damage, it's got decent penetration. Especially against the lower armor mediums like the Jackson. Elephant is there though. He's popped target weak point. This could be disastrous. Stuns the ISU 152 right there in its tracks. In comes the reinforcements though. Elephant a little bit isolated. Pershing just charging forwards. Its reload is just so crazy here. Elephant in big trouble. Pershing just on the charge. It's high reload. This is blasting through, and the Jackson in the back lines as well. T-34 goes in for the ram but dies, but there goes the Command Panther. The reload on that Pershing just so quick. Just obliterates the Axis armor, and now the Jackson coming in as well. Cleans up the last Panzer IV. This is what I was talking about. No anti-tank guns really for the Allies. No, I mean for the Axis, and no mines either. I suppose the Allies did come up here earlier with the minesweepers and swept quite a few of them, but that was a disastrous engagement. Here comes a fresh Panther, but Vet 2 Jackson now. He used the armor piercing in that last engagement too, which was really helpful. There's a 40 bonus damage and about 20 bonus penetration. It does actually lead to slightly lower reload. Oh my god. Oh my god, the Panther just goes down for free. Jackson and Pershing combo for Artavick, just firing on all cylinders here. And I thought the Allies were shattered, but in the blink of an eye, it's kind of similar to the last game. Dzaraa and Rutra just completely collapsed there. After, you know, I felt like they were just edging out the game, but all of a sudden they just lose it all. And now they're about 40 total supply behind. Huge army size advantage. They clear out all these bunkers as well, so just don't have that to lean back on. Dzaraa actually finally making tier 2. That's why he didn't have any packs. Went for that fast Panzer IV. Didn't even build the tier 2. Double Rakins, but ISU at Vet 3 now. Rakins do a lot of damage, but ISU gets out of there. Ooh, and it's still lethal. Fires off one last shot. Fresh Command Panther for Rutra, popping the flares. Perhaps wants to isolate that wounded ISU and knock it out here. Pushing back, being repaired. Just about complete though, and Jackson is fully repaired. Looks like Walking Stupa is actually targeting the ISU. Jackson comes back in to fight the Panther. Uh-oh. Took engine damage from these riflemen, I imagine, as they got a little bit of a flank in. Now the Jackson thinking about pushing in. There's a teller there though. And he backs away. Probably too dangerous to chase him anyway. T-34 going for the kill here. There's another teller mine up here now. Actually quite a lot of rebuilt tellers up here in the north. Maybe that's where the Axis are going to try to focus their armies now. VPs are draining quick though. Axis getting quite low. Recon plane just about ready to go for Dzaraa again. Just about has the munitions for it. Meanwhile, we do have the flare up though. Forces away the Jackson. Nice attack round attempt. He was going after that decrude mortar, which has been sitting there for ages. Clearly no one wants it, but Axis have put down a lot of munitions caches, as you can see. They do. Oh, one shot, one kill there from the ISU, I think. Looks like it. Looks like that was his last squad of Volksstreeters. Now, some major artillery coming down onto these anti-tank guns. Looks like they're going to get decrewed. Oh my god, loses the ogres as well. Rutra's just got nothing left now. Panther's down here, but got to be careful. We don't want to fight on your own telemines. A little bit risky. Panther trying to bait them into these mines, but they're not falling for it. Oh, there we go, and the mine triggers. That could be the invitation for the allies to push in. Second teller goes down as well. T-34 goes in for the ram. Oh my god, it connects and it kills. The ISU also pushed forwards. Got a shot in. My word. Things just completely collapsed here for Dzaraa and Rutra, man. It's insane. They're playing so well, just like edging out a win over Brosras Artavick, and then it's like once they get to the 35-minute mark, their play seems to degrade quite heavily. Doesn't want to get isolated, especially with the marked vehicle on. ISU charging forwards. See exactly where it is thanks to the marked vehicle recon plane. And yeah, the Axis just collapsed there, you know. Like losing those two Raketans, I feel like, was one of the lead dominoes in their loss. And I did talk about it. Like, I promise you, I haven't watched this replay before, but I did talk about how they were a little bit low in anti-tank guns, and if something bad happened to those two Raketans, which does happen, even just having them both retreat, but getting them wiped like that certainly contributes. They could get overwhelmed, and that's basically exactly what happened. ISU now getting very aggressive here. Panther coming in for a crusher, looks like. Pack pushing up behind, but the Jackson is there. In comes the T-34 as well. Goes for the ram. Connects and penetrates. Panther now a sitting duck. There it goes. And with that, there's the game. Brosras and Artavick take it out. So, what a crazy match. Pretty good series though overall. These two teams do seem to be pretty evenly matched. Rutra and Dzaraa seem to have a stronger earlier game, but need to stay focused. I know this is a very long tournament, you know. When they play these qualifying rounds, I think they have to play 3 best of 3s, and at this point they're probably like close to 12 hours deep in co, so can't really blame them too much for making mistakes like that. And come finals, it's not going to be the case. I think the most they have to play in one day is 2 best of 3s in the finals, so it should lead to some, you know, some less fatigued matches and some high quality gameplay, and I look forward to it. So both these two teams do qualify. This was 3rd place, as I mentioned. So Brosras and Artavick will qualify 7th, Rutra and Dzaraa 8th. And that actually makes a big difference, because looking at the bracket, that means that Rutra and Dzaraa are up against Nagano and Scotch, who seem to be the favourites now. And Brosras and Artavick are up against, I think, Stuve and Kimbo, which I think is probably like a easy match. Like, I don't want to disrespect them, but I feel like that's probably the case. So this did actually matter quite a lot. Anyway guys, I'll wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye. Good luck.